Good day, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Let's Talk Networking. I'm Terry Lee Harrison, and I am passionate about helping coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs be able to network in the most dynamic and lucrative way. I am joined by the extraordinary Chella Diaz, who is a pricing sage today. Welcome, Chella.
I'm so glad to be here. Oh, my goodness.
This is like a special...
Did we do that on purpose? We kind of match in colors.
We do this a lot, you guys. We do this a lot. Sometimes it's the same freaking color, but we do this a lot. I don't know. I can't pull off the long curly hair though. So Chella's got that on me. So everyone, this is a special live with I say all my guests are special, but what we're going to share today is we're excited. This is the 3-year anniversary of when we started having virtual meetings with Team Referral Network. So woohoo, happy 3rd year anniversary.
Oh my goodness. Who would have thought?
Well, I intended that it would work. So me.
Okay, I knew it would work. It's not a matter of whether it was going to work or not. It was like the lessons.
That's what we're here. So we are here to celebrate and just acknowledge. And I want to just share. So one of the first emails we sent out to people to ask them, Chella responded. Chella was one of the first members, the first president of the first chapter. She's been with me as a global ambassador now, and helping us in so many ways all this time. And so Chella, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have quit if you wouldn't have been here, but how many times? Just thank you. Our VTEAM people that love our community, they're thanking, just everyone you need to thank Chella, because partially why we're here is that of her support of me and just leading and growing the business. So thank you, Chella. I appreciate that so much.
It's been a really, I've learned a lot along the way, right? We both have in different ways, but together we were able to bring the ingredients and make VTEAM even more powerful, stronger. And that's what we want to share with you today, right? We want to save the learning curve. We want to, especially what we did in 2020, right? We were cool in 2018, 2019, we were really cruising along. But then 2020 happened and everybody wanted to get into the mix.
So they did.
Right?
So what the gift that the pandemic brought was that previously people said, I can't network, or a lot of people said, I can't network on screen. I'm not interested in networking on screen, right? So it was a bit of a harder sell and people didn't get it. And what the pandemic brought to us was people, suddenly the whole world needed to look. So they were willing to look, but then we got all the competition in the world. But, I know you agree with me. We believe in plenty. There's plenty for everyone. And there will be people who love our tribe. There are people who love other tribes. And we are looking for the people that are looking for us. So yes, no, everyone came into the space.
Yep. And 2021, I would say half the people, because half the networking events that were available last year are no longer available online.
I do think so. I do think so. Yes. Sean Hill's joining us. Hi, Sean. Welcome. Glad you're here. Agreed. There were some people that came online temporarily, and as things have opened up, they have gone back to their face-to-face. And I was just doing a poll in a Facebook group, Chella, just saying, hey, what do you like better, face-to-face, online, or both? And I'm getting a lot of both. I think now that people have had that exposure to the online, there are people who like it and get it and would like to include it into their building business relationships.
Which is how we arrived at the 10 things that we learned in the past 3 years. So we want to share with you. And we may share some stories along the way about some of the people that didn't quite hop on the online bandwagon. So it'll be really great.
I'll let you share the stories. Sean Hill has a great comment, and he especially about the competition and everything. He says, let's have the abundance mentality. Absolutely. We so agree. We so agree. So of all the lessons we've learned, and please, if just take how, I think there'll be something to speak to every business owner. And if we can shorten your curve, that's why we're here today. So just number one, to make networking online work, we just need to understand it's just a different process than what we were used to in face-to-face. So face-to-face, you're going to meet a business card. You're going to see them. You're going to maybe drive and go to coffee with them. The things you can do face-to-face with a networking partner, like hold an event in town together in your city, right? It's just a whole different opportunity when you're meeting people who live across the country and other countries. So what comes to mind for you, Chella?
Absolutely. That when you get ready to do, and we saw this so many times, is that there are different tools to build those deep connections. So one of the things that I heard was that I cannot build strong or deep relationships with somebody online. That was the one thing that we heard. It's like, how can we build relationships? And we're here to say that it is possible. You just need to take a different approach.
Yep.
Right? There's 5 different ways to get to a destination. So we just need to choose how we're going to get there.
That is so good. So along with just the processes and getting used to being on screen, like for me, this is like my social time, getting on networking with people on screen all day, right? I'm alone here in Singapore all day long, but I don't feel alone at all. Oh my gosh, my cape is not showing. That is so not okay. Just a minute. Okay, there we go. I feel better. But sorry, Chella. But it's just embrace. Yes, we have to just embrace it for what it is, and there are many benefits which we will get to in the points. Yep. So Sean is taking notes. He has online networking is a different process. So Ross Raby says, we're talking about the pandemic. He says, my father lived through the last pandemic and there was no network. 50 million died. Everyone else lived. No doctors, no hospitals, no vaccinations. You know what? This is nothing we ever expected or asked for with the pandemic. I'm sure, Chella, you agree. And we are in a different place. We are in a different place now. Like, thank goodness we could build our network now. Oh my gosh. Yes, so true. So true. So in addition to just, it's a different process when you network online, I think there's just even with the process, it's the mindset shift. It's our mindset as well. So what have you noticed with that, Chella?
Absolutely. It's we have to find different ways to connect, right? It really is, because you're not doing the handshake, you're not doing the hugs, you're not sharing a meal, you're not sharing the bad cup of coffee. Okay, that was a personal note. but you know what I mean? So it's the mind shift. And Terry Lee and I got to see a lot of people that could not imagine building those connections online.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Or how to grow their business online.
Yes. And, part of the mindset shift, I think you'll agree, is just we choose in. You choose in to say, hey, this can work. I can make this work, instead of, this isn't going to work. So just choosing in. So number one was it's a different process. And 2, embracing the mindset shift to be an online networker. So number 3, online networking is not for everyone, and that's okay. So we were talking before we hit the live button about the realtors, about the florists, the chiropractors, right?
The nail salons, the beauty shops. So we understand that there's going to be a portion of business. You can still have an online presence, but as far as networking, that's going to be more difficult because you're more locally to the area, right? So we are taking that into consideration, but I think that last year showed us that if you have a strong presence online, it's going to help you stay on top of mind of your clients. So we do understand that not everybody's going to be able to do online necessarily.
Yes.
And do business, but and so we do take that into consideration. We're talking about going back to number 2, which is the mindset shift, right? Because we saw many businesses that could do business in other areas,
yes,
but they couldn't get beyond, oh my God, how am I going to make connections online? So
Yes. Okay, so number 3 was this isn't for everyone, and that's okay. And I would also add in, and speaking of like the local people, like many of the face-to-face meetings that I still work with that are in Southern California, we're hybrid meetings now. So what does that mean? That like if they can't get there in person, they can still pop in a Zoom and still join in, right? So I think that our eyes have been opened. I don't think we're ever going back to some of the possibilities of the gifts that technology gives us. So awesome, awesome. So this is one of my favorites. And boy, Chella, over the years, if you would have asked me, would I be saying stuff like this and doing stuff and running a global business today, I would have been like, really? I wouldn't have believed it, right? But
what has she been drinking, right?
Yeah, who is that? Who is that? What is that? Okay. Number 4, you can easily expand your business nationally and internationally. You can easily expand your business nationally and internationally. Gosh, all we have to do is click a button and we can start to build the relationships, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. With that, though, I think that we had another one that with that is that you need to take the time to learn other people's cultures.
Yes.
Right. So that's a huge, right? We absolutely can. And when you get ready to open up those doors, but not, and just be, appreciate other people's cultures, right? We sat in a couple of meetings where we didn't talk business for the first 3 meetings, right? It was a get to know. It was building those relationships at a deeper level before we were even talking business. So it's like become aware of other cultures that not everybody, and I'm speaking for myself, I want to know about what you do, how you do it, and how can I help you? Other people are not ready to have that conversation on the first call. So becoming aware of the culture and the fact that not everybody's ready to talk business on your first meeting.
I love that one. And also, I was just never afraid. I remember so many times meetings. I had some people that I was meeting on LinkedIn in 2020, early in the pandemic, and I would be Googling their country to see where it was, right? Don't be afraid to say, you're my first networking friend in such and such. Tell me about what it's like to do business with there. I would talk about, what does the currency look like? How does it relate? Does it relate well with USD? Tell me that situation. Even ask about, people were so about pricing, and what that would look like. And people are so willing to help you, right? They are so willing to help you if you will just ask, right?
Sean is helping us keep track. Look at him.
I know. He's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah, Sean is awesome. Sean, you're awesome anyway, whether you keep track or not. So good. So also, number 4, you can easily expand your business, but number 5 is
time.
You can't
time, right?
Oh, time.
Yes,
no, okay. This is one of our favorites, and it's you can bend time with, we become, okay, so my son watches like the fire bender and the air bender and the water bender, but we can bend time by doing more throughout our day, every day, right? And I think back, Chella, to the days when I was getting up early in the morning and sitting in traffic in LA rush hour, going to breakfast meetings and driving and doing all, like, I must be adding years onto my life now by just walking across my hallway and coming and grabbing my tea and hitting the button, right?
Yeah.
We get way more done, see way more people than the old days. We would spend hours and hours and hours, right? Doing what we needed to do to be able to meet the people. We could just get way more done. So I love the time. I love the time for sure. So number 5, I want to go back to embracing the mindset of just being a global entrepreneur. So it's not just you can do it. You can do it, like the process. It's easy, right? But how about just embracing that? I mentioned the fact that there was years ago, if you would have said I was going to be doing this and working with Australia, the UK, South Africa, Canada, blah, and more, right? I would have been like, you're crazy. Like, honestly, Chella, I think part for me, I'm honest all the time, but for me, living internationally and opening my mindset, I think helped me a lot, right? Even though I don't really network in Singapore, but I network in Singapore when I open my laptop, but I don't network out face to face in Singapore, right? But we need to embrace that mindset that this can be who we are and what we do. So you're super huge on mindset. What do you have to
absolutely
add to that?
You know, I mean, and also you said it, you know, it's thank God that Sean is helping us stay on track there. Sean, we sometimes lose track, but we appreciate you. No, because now we can take 3 meetings, 5 meetings, right? Yesterday's a perfect example. My first meeting was at 7:30 in the morning, and my last meeting was at 6:30 in the evening. right? So there's no way I would have been able to do that driving somewhere.
No way.
There's just no way. So I mean, we're not saying that this is there, but we're saying is that you can add a lot more. I'm not saying that in-person events are not great. I'm not saying that, but on a day-to-day, because I'm looking forward to going to conferences, right? I really am. But we're talking about how you can do so much more now by sitting on a Zoom call for 3 or 4 meetings versus having to drive to 3 or 4 meetings.
Absolutely.
I did have somebody that we both know, we're not going to mention her name, but what she said was that she would drive to one meeting and then she would make appointments so that she was at the same location for a couple of hours, which is something that we do in our team, on our team side, which I think it's great, but I'm still thinking 1 hour to get there driving and 1 hour to get back. So we're saving 2 hours by not having to do that. So
absolutely. Okay, so Sean, number 6 was you can expand your mindset to become a global business owner. So let's talk about number 7. Let's talk about time zones. Okay. Yes, I'm going to go so far to say as, believe it or not, you can work across multiple time zones and still maintain balance. Oh, dang, right? You can. I talked about time zones recently over the last few weeks in my social media, going live and just chatting about it and about some of the things I learned. And today I'm starting off. Oh, it's a good thing Sean's here. Sean, I don't see Sean anymore. Maybe Sean's not there.
No, she's there. She's number 5.
Oh, okay. So I'm starting off today, just in the morning doing my things. And tonight at 11 o'clock, I'm ending my day with Sean and Tommy being a guest on their live. But the thing about my day is it's not like I'm going to work solid from 8 a.m. to midnight or whatever, right? It's not. There's those breaks in between. There's the stopping and having dinner and spending the evening with my husband. Like, we can create balance. And it's all about rest, bringing in great people that we can bring alongside us to help with some of the things in case the time zone's crazy. Feeling free to ask people, hey, could we do it at a different time instead? Most of the time they'll work with you.
Absolutely. And recently there was a gentleman, and this is just 3 hours ahead, but he only has appointments between 6 a.m. my time and 7. Now I will be okay with connecting at 7 a.m. I'm not capping on Zoom. And I sent to listen, if you have other times available, but that's not something I'm willing to do. I'm not willing to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to have a 6 o'clock meeting. I'm just not going to do that. That's just.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. But also what really makes, we said we're going to tell some stories. So Terry Lee goes a little bit nutty for about 2 weeks. Nutty in a good way. Be aware of the time zones. Perfect. Because during the time zone change.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
Right? It tends to get a little wild because we understand that. Because then you have to pay attention to, because last year we did have, not last year, but earlier in the year, during our March or April change, we did have quite a few people that missed the meetings because.
Oh, let's speak to this super quick and help some people out. Okay. Coming up, different countries change time at different weeks, and some of them move forward and some of them move back. Now, Australia has already made their time change for the fall, but we're coming upon on the 7th of November, we're coming upon the US time change, and the UK does not change time the same week. South Africa doesn't change time at all. Like, I don't change time at all in Singapore. So be aware when you are networking with people from other countries, stop and take a look at, hey, what's happening when, and just make sure you're right, that people don't miss meetings. So good. And I do say that if we choose to have a global business, choose to work with people in other countries, you can totally do the things. It's just naps will become your best friend. Self-care is the biggest, most important thing ever. So number 8. Oh gosh. There are extraordinary people doing extraordinary things in the online world, even during challenging times. I have been so motivated and inspired by some of the humans we have met, Chella. the things they're doing in the world, how they show up in the world, how brave they were all last year, in the middle of when things were really funky, like last summer in 2020. My husband was out teaching the class he teaches out in my dining room on Zoom. I'm in my office. And one day he said to me, it must be very sad talking to those people all day long, every day. I go, on the contrary, I go, they are moving forward. They're doing the things. I said, oh my gosh, no, it's not, there's no sadness at all. And that's a testament to the resolve, the resiliency, just the courage to keep moving, that these people have. They are so set on their mission. So anything you want to add about people?
We met some phenomenal people that are doing, they really went above and beyond to give, right? How many nonprofits were started during this time? They saw a need and they went out and they started doing something about it. So it was great to witness, to see, and to share resources to help them along the way.
So good. So good. Okay. So number
9.
I think we're at 9.
We're 9.
Okay. So number 9, just with global networking, a lesson to be learned is that not all countries mix well with others. Okay. And so, and I'm not talking about the people. I want to talk about the opportunities. And so it's just something very good to be aware of. So Sean, how would we say that nicely? Be aware of the ability of some people from some countries to refer to each other. I don't know if that's the nicest way to say that. Chella, if you can clean me up, please think about it and do it.
No, we were going to say that 9 is that, along with that, and we're all interested in that, is that there's amazing talent in other areas. We're going to say,
thank you.
Amazing talent. You have to be aware of, and I'm going to put myself, if I have a $2,000 program,
thank you,
and this person is to build me a website is going to be $600, I'll be able to use her services. She may not be able to refer clients to me because of it's a currency difference.
It's a currency difference, guys. That's exactly what it is. It's all about just where they are with their currency, and so it's important. They can benefit on this side, right? But how do they give back? And so it's important that they do choose to network multiple places and build relationships so that they have the ability to give back. That is the whole crux of the lesson. That is the whole crux of the lesson.
Absolutely, yes. Currency differences. And we're getting a phenomenal deal, right? Because we're getting a very professional website for, $600.
Yep.
But they may not be able to refer a client to me or to somebody else that's at $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, whatever that.
You did so good taking my idea and making it make sense. Awesome. Okay, so number 10.
That, Terry,
we have. It is so true.
Right? The reason we know this is because we've experienced. We are able to take really advantage and give them business. I know that I worked with a couple of them, but I'm not saying it's a one-way street because I'm getting a phenomenal deal.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's not a one-way street. So I'm getting something out of it, but it's not going to be a referral. We're going to be able to refer each other business.
Correct. Absolutely. Thank you for that. And then finally, just the amazing concept, number 10, that online networking offers amazing opportunities for those who are ready to step into the space. This idea of being able to be part of events that are global, like we would have never, how cool is that, right? And I used to watch a networking friend out of Southern California. He has clients in Melbourne and Sydney. He would always talk about getting in the plane and going and speaking in Melbourne and Sydney. I thought, how cool is that? Chella, I have my buds in Melbourne and Sydney, and I'm going to go see them when I can, right? It's so cool. It is so cool.
I think that's one of the things that we have been able to meet some phenomenal people that we built the relationships with, that we can do a whole tour, right? All over the world. Let's face it, right?
Face it.
Yeah. They'll be able to show us, around town. I'd rather when I go on vacation, I'd rather go and really get I don't want to get the touristy action, right? I want to be able to go in and hang out where the people that live there hang out.
There we go.
That home experience.
Yes, I think so too. I think that would be so incredible. Yeah, I'm so excited to like fly to Vancouver and meet our many friends there, see how beautiful it is. Fly, enjoy seeing them, see the area, and even like look at what fun business thing could we do with them while we're there, right? I think that there's so many opportunities that will be seen online. In 2022, 2023 and beyond of just how people take these online relationships. Now that's another lesson for another time, but how we take them and what we do with them face to face. So, oh, Chella, it's just been such a wonderful 3 years. Sometimes it's like, okay, wait. But the lessons learned and there's just the joy in the journey. It's been fabulous. So I am so grateful you've been with us all this time up to this point. These lessons are real, guys. These lessons are real. And if you are curious, if you haven't visited one of our virtual team chapters or one of our virtual team global gatherings, message me. I would love to give you an invite. You can check us out at vteamnetwork.com. So anything in closing as we celebrate our 3rd year anniversary? Where will we be celebrating the 4th?
I know we're going to have to be in person. We're going to be doing this in person from the same location.
Okay, let's do that. Let's put that intent for the 4th. Okay.
I vote that we are in Dallas, or we're in Texas. We don't have to be in Dallas, but I vote that
we can be in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, we'll be in Texas for the 4th, guys.
Mm-hmm. Terry Lee and I have family members in Texas, so that's why it will make it very easy for us to be there. Sean, thank you very much for
Sean.
And if you have any questions for us. Right, we've learned a lot along the way. We could be here for 2 hours, 3 hours. But one, I did say I promised a story. So one of the interesting things is that initially when we first started doing this, and the people that were not ready to shift, you can't force them to do what they're not ready to do, right? And
no, you cannot.
Having compassion for them because they were stuck in the mud, and I mean that with love. They were stuck in the mud and they were happy there, right? So we needed to move on and go to a different place to look for the people that were ready to do the shift, to look for the people that could see the value of networking with people from all over the globe. So
absolutely.
If there's anything we didn't cover, if you have any additional questions, we are here. Trust me, 3 years, we're celebrating because we have learned a lot. We have grown a lot. The first live that we did 3 years ago, believe you me, it was. So we've been on video for 3 years. We challenged each other, right? For a while there, we did a weekly show for 3 months, and we had quite a bit of fans, right? We had a following, and people were just looking for. They could not wait to see what we were going to talk about. So we did. So we've tested a lot of different things. Some of them worked. Some of them didn't, but guess what? We learned from each and every one of them.
We sure did. Okay, well, my thank you to you, Chella, and thank you to everyone. We're here to assist and just always let's cheer each other on and help each other grow, everyone. See you next time on Let's Talk Networking.